Hello, I'm Laura with Bama Wellness Advocacy and Treeni Yoga, and today we are doing our weekly Wellness Advocacy Friday flow. We will post a 30-minute flow, but we also like to do a tutorial. And I'm starting to do the tutorials kind of based on how I do the flow. So our peak pose, and a peak pose is something that the practice actually leads up to. So generally, if it's done correctly, it's much harder to do it in 30 minutes than in 60 minutes. You actually are preparing your body into the pose that you want to get into. And it's mostly, they're generally challenging poses. Of course, challenging poses are different for certain levels, but needless to say, they're fun to practice. And that's one thing, don't take yourself too seriously with yoga. You need to practice in order to do better and to get more into the full expression of poses. But if you get upset with yourself while you're getting to that point, that takes away from the peacefulness that yoga should be. So, Warrior 3. It is a fun balancing pose, multiple ways to get into it, and multiple ways to assist with it. But just to show everybody who doesn't know, and I will try to do this as correct as I can, Warrior 3 is balancing on one leg. The other leg is behind you, parallel to the ground, and arms reach forward. Of course, always keeping those shoulders away. And then the other side. So that is the full expression of Warrior 3. And if I was doing my homework, I would remember what Warrior 3 was in Sanskrit, but I will include that in the notes. So that's the pose we're going to be learning today. But as usual, let's come find our place on the mat and get in the right frame of mind. Hands placed wherever is comfortable for you. Chin mudra is traditional. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but your first finger and your thumb touch each other, and it kind of keeps your energy flowing within you. And then your elbow or your wrist rest on your knees. Always lowering those shoulders away from your ears, reaching that crown up to the sky, and then finding your breath. Letting go of thoughts as they pass by, not pushing them out, but not engaging with them. Letting go of what happened earlier, not worried about what's going to happen, and just being in the moment, mindful. Setting a mantra in your mind, if that helps keep you focused on your breath or counting. Making your exhales longer than your inhales. So we can count to 6 on your inhale. So inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2, 3, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and finding 2 more rounds of that, however that looks for you. And then slowly blinking your eyes open. Finding your way to the tabletop. Once you're in tabletop, walk your hands just a handprint ahead. Raise those knees off the ground. Finding a downward dog. Getting into the current posture of downward dog. Trying to keep yourself in a V rather than a U. Micro bend of the knees and the elbows, reaching the heels back to the ground, and rotating so the back or the front of your elbows are kind of reaching towards the front of the room, and then keeping the weight in your finger pads to keep that pressure off your wrist.
So in downward dog,
We're gonna flow into a Warrior 3 as if we were going through a flow. Of course, you should be a lot more warmed up than that, so just be careful.
so raising that right leg to the sky. To keep your balance a little easier, you can move the left, your opposite foot into the middle of your mat, and then raise just as high as you can go, and then knee to nose, and set it between your fingers.
With your pressure on your hands and that foot, you're gonna lift up that back leg. So if you can't get into Warrior 3 yet, this is a great place to start. This is a standing split, half splits. Just trying to reach that foot up to the sky. And then for a challenge here, holding onto your ankle, keeping your gaze down, and then, because you don't want to back your neck. So that's one modification. And once you build strength, then you can get into a Warrior 3. But to go into Warrior 3 from a low lunge is you're literally lifting everything up, maybe a little wobbly. And that's Warrior 3. That back foot, if you see it, is at a 90-degree angle. It is not flexed. Or not extended. I like my arms back because I do have some osteoarthritis in my neck now. I do like, this is the full expression. But modifications, prayer, this helps with balance, and then airplane. And then to come out, lowering that left leg and coming straight and forward fold. Inhale with that halfway lift, flat back, up on your shins if you need it, and exhale. And then to get a little stretch in this area of your hamstring, quadricep, your outside of your hip, walk your hands to the left. And you'll get a nice release. The other thing we can do is stepping back into a lunge, finding your way into a pigeon. So a pigeon is, your shin is parallel. Try not to dump into your arms, but just, you can feel that awesome stretch. Just take another deep breath. And then coming back up. And finding your way into down dog.
Walking out those legs if you need to, and then trying to find it on the other side. So left leg straight up to the sky, right towards right foot in the middle of your mat if you need that. And then knee to nose. Exhale to a low lunge. And then finding your way into whatever modification you want to go in, whether it's standing splits or straight into Warrior 3. Kind of slowly finding your way into the pose. Keeping those shoulders away from your ears as always. Trying to get as parallel with the ground as possible. One more deep breath in. And finding a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then walking your hands to the right. And then coming back to center, stepping that right leg back, weight in your palms, lowering that left leg, shin as parallel as possible for you. It's work to get there. It may look like this now, that's fine. Trying to keep weight off the hands and utilizing that
muscles all up and down your spine. And then finding your way back to the downward dog. Take a deep breath in. And then travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then on your inhale, coming all the way up. So just to show you, we're not going to go through everything, but just to show you kind of what I did at the beginning. Forward, all right, Warrior 3 from standing is a bit less challenging on your balance. And you can always, I did not grab a chair, but you can always have a good sturdy chair right at the top of your mat and hold on like you're holding onto a shopping cart. And that'll help as you increase your stamina and your balance. And as you just saw, coming from a standing pose, arms reach up to the sky and then tip over, raising your right leg to the back of the room. Hands in whatever position you need. And then coming back to standing. Inhale, arms to the sky. Weight in your right foot. And tip over to Warrior 3. Kind of looking like a capital T. And then inhale, slowly come back to center. And then finding your way to your mat. So that is Warrior 3. A wonderful, challenging posture for balance. Balance is essential, especially as we age. Balance seems to be one of the things that goes. So strength, so Warrior 3 works on balance and also some serious strength. Your legs need to be strong in order to hold you up like that. And then Warrior 3 can lead into other more challenging balances pose, such as dancers that you can probably Google or YouTube. Or one of my favorites is Half Moon, and one day we'll go into that. So let's just close our little practice, coming back to our breath, our mindfulness, coming back to that mantra or the counting. Just take 3 rounds of breath. So much for practicing with me today. Namaste.